So let's give a warm welcome to Dinos.
Tell me, I switch.
Hello. Hi. My name is Dinos and I'm a professional magician. Hello. And I've been doing magic for almost 20 years now, and I'm also an artist. I do metal art, I do paintings, and I do sculptures with recycled materials. But today we're here to talk about the history of magic. So, what is magic? Magic comes from the Greek word magia, and is the power to make things impossible. For example, to make people or objects appear, disappear, transport, or transform, or change shape. And for us magicians, it is the art and skill of performing mysterious tricks just to entertain people. But, because it's a lecture about magic, what better way to start this presentation with a magic trick? Don't you agree? Yeah. Don't you agree? Yeah. Come on. We're going to use the camera, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the projector. Can you hear me? Yeah. Because I've got a special device here to hold the microphone. Let me just put it up over here. Yeah. Can you see? Oh, perfect. Okay. Now, we're going to do the first trick we're going to do today uses a magic wand, a cup, and a ball. The object of the magic trick, I should look at the camera, yes? Yes, of course. The object of the magic trick is to make the red ball go underneath the cup in a magical way. So, let's start. I put the ball here. Notice that if I don't use the magic wand, the red ball is still here and there's nothing underneath the cup. Now, I put the ball over here, I tap once here, once there, watch the ball travel from my hand underneath the cup. Yeah. Oh. That's good. Now, I will do this even slower. Okay, I put the magic ball here, I tap once here, tap once there, I put the magic wand underneath my arm, watch the magic ball go from here to there at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and goes. Here it is. Yeah. Now, I'm going to do something different. I am going to take the ball and put it in my pocket. Notice that if I don't use the magic wand, the ball is still here. And there's nothing underneath the cup. Now, I tap once here, I tap one here, nothing in the hands, and the ball magically travels all here. Yeah. Now you can applaud, yeah. Now, I will take the ball, put it in the cup, and I will take it and put it into my pocket. Now, I will not tap the magic wand, I will only spin it once. And if I spin it and I ask somebody, where is the red ball? Somebody would say, it's in my pocket. So it cannot be underneath the cup. Right? Huh? Huh? Wrong, it's here. Now, I'm gonna take the ball and put it into the right pocket. And I'm gonna tap once here, once there, and everybody will clap because it's the yellow surprise and it is the lemon. And if you haven't seen the lemon, now I tap and I spin, and something magical happens, and underneath the cup, it's also the lime. Thank you. Now, how do we change this one? Yeah. Oh, I look good. Excuse me, I was younger. That's okay. Now, what you just witnessed, dear friends, is the first ever magic trick ever recorded in magic history. Not only magic history, in all mankind. It came from ancient Egypt, and I have an Egyptian friend over there. Where's my Egyptian friend? Hi, sir. How are you? This one is painted in hieroglyphic in the Ben Hassan tomb in the ancient Egypt around 2500 BC. And magic has existed for thousands and thousands of years through all civilizations in many, many parts of the world. For example, we're going to continue with Egypt, where in hieroglyphic also painted a very famous trick of that era, where a magician would take a wooden stick and make it into a live snake. Then, moving on to another country, China. China is also very rich in magic in his culture, and also something that many people don't know, that cards, the playing cards that we all play cards with and do magic, also comes from China. India also is very rich in magic history, with the ever famous Indian rope trick, where apparently a rope with any suspension whatsoever would vertically suspend, and a person would climb on top of the rope and it doesn't bend. To this day, the secrets and the mechanics of these tricks, of this trick of the Indian rope, is almost unknown. Almost. Moving on to Africa, where in Africa, in every village there was a shaman leader, the shaman wizards. They used to do wizardry to heal people and do the so-called the sorcerer shows. And across the Atlantic in America, the Native Americans also use wizardry, for example, to make it rain or to abolish bad spirits. Now, magic has existed in humanity for many, many years. And going on to the medieval era, where magic were popularized by the court jesters, where they used magic tricks, comedy, and juggling to entertain the king, his family, and all the king's guests. But on the medieval era, there was also this one, the Inquisition, where many magicians, wizards, and people of science were tortured, burned, stoned, killed, because church thought that they were possessed by demons or they were children of Satan. And in the year 1584, a British magician and writer by the name of Reginald Scott has had enough with the Inquisition and decided and wrote the very first magic book in the history of mankind. It is called The Discovery of Witchcraft. And in that book, he revealed all the known magic tricks of that era, so that the church would be convinced that they were only tricks and they wouldn't kill innocent people. As you can see on the left, there is also the solution of the beheaded man and all the small tricks the magicians were using at that time. Now, through this book, magic has become even more popular. And the rise of the street magic came in place, where magicians would start on the street with a small table and perform magic. The first one that was very famous. He was this guy. His name was Isaac Fox. He was in London, and he used to do street magic in the main streets of London. And he also founded the very first ever magic school, the Isaac Fox School of Street Magic. And through this school, magic has become even more popular in the whole Europe, in Paris, France, in Spain, in Madrid, in Lisbon, in Portugal. And as you can see, magicians had one small table, and the magic props were there. But note that the capsule balls are still there. The trick from ancient Egypt. Now, another thing that came to rise was the pickpocketing. As you can see, there's a street magician, and over here, there is somebody stealing. And through that, magic became less popular. But, as always, we magicians find the solution. And the solution came at the 17th century, where magic moved from the streets to theaters. and this became even popular. The magic became more and more popular in all over Europe. Magicians will go to theaters and big venues to perform the magic, and through the rise of typography, also the magic posters make their appearance, and even colorful posters, where famous magicians of that time advertised their shows with colorful pictures and everything. And as you can see on the left, there's also women made shows, which was unheard of at that time. And then some women were very successful. Now, the next three names I'm going to mention, the next three magicians, are the most influential magicians of all times. The first one is a French watchmaker, inventor, a great magician by the name of Jean-Eugène Robert Houdin, who is considered to be the father of modern magic. He was an excellent magician. He invented many tricks that are even being used even today. He was also a great stage magician, a clockmaker, and an inventor. His trick that he invented, two of the most famous tricks, was the orange tree. Especially this trick was appeared in the 2006 Hollywood film called The Illusionist, starring Edward Norton, and the famous light and heavy chest. But for this magic trick, we're going to talk later on. Now, Robert Houdin was such a big influence for the magicians of all of that time that he inspired a young Hungarian magician by the name of Eric Weiss to change his name from Eric Weiss to Harry Houdini. The teacher was Houdin, the student was Houdini. Harry Houdini went to become the most famous magician of all time. I bet everybody knows Harry Houdini, yes? Of course. Not only he was a great magician, but he was the greatest escapologist of all time. He could escape from everything, you name it. Police handcuffs, chains, straitjackets, and even steel balls that were used in jail. Now, we're going to see a small film that was recorded more than 100 years ago of Harry Houdini performing some of his famous escapes. As you can see, the film is in black and white, and obviously there were no changing rooms at that time. Here we are in the Hudson River in New York, and as you can see on his left, there is a police officer ready to handcuff Harry Houdini. They were real handcuffs, and he will chain him with one handcuff, and then another police officer will cuff him with another set. That's the one. 2 sets of handcuffs. And he went to jump from the river, from the bridge to the river, and during those few seconds that he jumps, he managed to escape. As you can see, it's a very tall bridge. And thousands of people went there to watch this amazing feat that he did. Obviously, our cameraman today is better than this camera because we cannot see him. Bravo, Andre. Now, he jumped and in seconds he managed to escape. And that was one of the things that he did. The great Harry Houdini, the greatest magician of all times. Now, this is the most famous picture of this man in chains, but I want you to see that he was very muscular. And Harry Houdini, what he used to do, he used to challenge people and magicians for many different things. For example, because he was so muscular, everywhere he went, he challenged people that he could flex his muscle, his abdominal muscle, his stomach, and somebody would punch him on the stomach and he wouldn't feel a thing. And he used to do it everywhere. But in 1926, a young student and boxer, without any warning, punched very hard Mr. Houdini in the stomach without giving him any warning or without flexing, and through that powerful punch, he suffered from internal bleeding. He went to the hospital, and 3 days later, he died. And then many people think that Houdini died on a stage in an illusion that he was sunk into a water tank. No, that's not the case. He died from internal bleeding, and this is the sad finish of this great man. But he was also considered as the king of cards, because throughout his life, he extensively searched and studied the art of card magic, and he became one of the best. And he will challenge all magicians that they will show him a card trick, new or old, and they will show it to him 3 times, and he will understand how the trick was done. And in 1922, in Chicago, at the annual convention of Society of American Magicians, where Harry Houdini was the president of the Society of American Magicians, a young magician by the name of Di Vernon, that is the third name I want you to remember, Di Vernon, asked Mr. Houdini, can I show you, sir, a small trick that I invented? Again, a small trick, a card trick that went to, that trick went to be one of the most famous card tricks ever invented. Allow me to demonstrate. Now, the object of the trick is that Harry Houdini would choose any card, okay, from a deck. That particular day, he chose the 4 of diamonds. Now, young Di Vernon took the 4 of diamonds and he placed it, okay, perfect, second from the top, second, like this. And without any movement, he turned over the top card and the 4 of diamonds was there. At that time, Harry Houdini said, no, you have more than one of these cards. So young Di Vernon took a pen, gave it to Harry Houdini, and Houdini wrote this one, H, H. Now, he took the 4 of diamonds with Houdini's signature, he put it second from top. And without any moves, he just turned the top card and the 4 of diamonds was there. At this point, Houdini was mesmerized and baffled, and he said to him, okay, I have another chance, 3 times in a row. So, he took the 4 of diamonds, he put it second from top, but this time, young Di Vernon did it one-handedly. He just pushed the top card here, pushed it forward, turn it over, and it was the 4 of diamonds. Yeah. And Houdini was also amazed, and he said to him, no, do it again. Now, again. He did it the 4th time, he went second from top, he turned it over, it was here. And then Houdini asked him to do it again for the 5th time, 6th, and 7th time. And the result was always the same. And at the 8th time, young Di Vernon took the 4 of diamonds, put it into the middle of the deck. I want you to see it in the middle. Huh? Pushed it here, turned it over, and it was on top. And at that time, Harry Houdini was defeated. And this, and this went to become the very famous trick, which is called the trick that fooled Houdini. Thank you. Yeah, we switch. And if by any chance you see me later on in the afternoon, and spoiler alert, you're going to see me, please ask me to perform for you this trick close up. It's an amazing piece of magic. But don't ask me to tell you how it's done, okay? So, moving on. This young man, that's a trick, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's one. Di Vernon. He was called as the professor of magic, the magician's magician. He went on to become the greatest close-up magician of all time. He was a great inspiration for all magicians of the 20th century. And wherever he performed or wherever books he wrote, it was a bestseller. Now, he also wrote the book, of course he's going to write the book, about the cups and balls, the most famous trick in the world that I showed you before. And there is a video on the picture on the left. There is a video of the old Di Vernon at the age of 78 performing his own version of the cups and balls. He did it flawlessly. This version is on YouTube. You may check it if you like. And this version of the cups and balls is considered to be the best version ever created. Now, he lived up to 98 years old. He died in 1994. And he lived most of his life in the Magic Castle of Los Angeles, California, in Hollywood. Where there, the Magic Castle is the Mecca, has become the Mecca of close-up magic. Many, many magicians from all over the world went to see Mr. Di Vernon, to seek for his wisdom, seek for his, and look for his advice. Now, this is a Magic Castle. If somebody hasn't visited it, please, I urge you to visit it. It's an amazing place, and we're going to see a small video about the Magic Castle of Los Angeles, California. Now, let's talk about the modern magicians. You know this guy, his name is David Copperfield. He's the most famous magician of this era. His magic is amazing. He did a lot of lots of shows and specials. He vanished a lot of things, like, for example, the Statue of Liberty, or he vanished some aeroplanes or trains. Moving on to the bad boys of magic. Everybody knows Penn and Teller, very famous magician. But this pair are called the bad boys of magic because sometimes they say the secrets. Okay. Personally, I don't agree, but they expose magic secrets. We go to the German giants, Siegfried and Roy. That the ones that brought the wild cards in the stage, of course, in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, both of them died a few years ago. And my personal favorite, my teacher, the person that made me love magic, the man with many faces and many masks, Jeff McBride, the 24/7 magician. He is the biggest inspiration in my life. Now, let's talk about another topic of magic, and we forgot about to say that all these shows are in Las Vegas. Las Vegas has become the center, not only for gambling, not only for lights, the city of lights, but also the center of stage magic, because all the great magicians have their own stage there. Now, let's move to another topic that I love, and it's cards. As a close-up magician, I do a lot of cards. Okay? Now, originally, cards came from China around 1,000 years ago. and there wasn't like the cards that we have today. They were round-shaped, they were different symbols, and they were all hand-drawn. But the French took the cards because French love card playing and card games, and evolved the cards from China and to make it from this one up to that one. And also Chinese told the Europeans that the deck of cards was used as a calendar. Let's just see what kind of calendar. For example, there are the red cards and the black cards representing the day and night. There are 4 suits of the deck representing the 4 seasons of the calendar year. Every season have 13 weeks, and every suit of card has 13 cards. And there are 12 court cards representing the 12 months of the year. And if you take all the cards and add the 2s and the 3s and the 4 and the 5s from the 1 to 13, they will add up to 364. And if you take the joker, it's 365 all the days of the year. Because decks of cards has 2 jokers, the second joker is the 366th day of the leap year. So indeed, a deck of cards is like a calendar. Now, let's move on to magic and technology. Why magicians use technology? It's very simple, because to make better and more impressive tricks and illusions. And technology in magical ways was used many years ago from ancient times, where in some temples they used to use fire and water and steam and gravity to make the gates of some temples to open automatically without anyone touching them, seemingly to make believers believe more. Many examples for this one. They use steam. And moving on to the medieval era, where the automatons made their appearance, where for this one, the most famous automaton of all time, the chess player, where you were going to play chess with an automaton and he will always beat you. And many people of that era believed that there were people hiding inside the box. This is not the case. It was purely mechanical, and to this day, nobody has ever managed to beat the automaton. This one still exists. It's in the personal collection of Mr. David Copperfield. Now, the light and heavy chess that I told you before, that Robert Houdin invented. Why it is so famous? Because in 1856, the French government hired Robert Houdin to go down in Algeria because Algerians was ready to start a revolution against the French. And the French government told him to invent something to make them stop. So he invented this one. Is the heavy and light chest, where he went down there and challenged the most powerful Algerian soldiers to pick up the chest, and they couldn't do it. And all the French soldiers could pick it up. And Algerians thought that he would take all his powers, so the revolution did not start. The war was stopped. Thus, hence, Robert Houdin is also called the magician that stopped war. And this was done with that era's technology through electromagnetism. It was a very revolutionary piece of magic. Now, in modern magic of today, technology has greatly expanded its possibilities for magicians. Allowing us to create more and impressive tricks. And with lighting and sound systems like the one I'm using now, and 3D sounding and 3D printing, we can achieve much more greatest tricks, but also with augmented reality, projection mapping, holograms, virtual reality, robotic assistants like the ones we've seen before, drones, and the new thing of the era, artificial intelligence. Magicians nowadays can create wonderful pieces of magic. And One magician that is nowadays very famous, his name is Marco Tempest, he's from Switzerland. He's an inventor and magician. He's called the technology magician. Now he's been employed in the MIT, inventing new things, not only for magicians, but for civilian users as well. He is a pioneer of using the new technology in magic. And let's just watch a small video how this man deploys all this technology.
Hello everyone. For a long time now I've been interested in the way magicians use technology to create illusions. But the truth is that the secret behind many illusions is technology. The challenge for magicians is to hide it. Today I'd like to show you something I developed recently that dives into that question on how magicians create magic in a technological age. So, here we go. Magicians have always stayed ahead of the technology curve. Their illusions accomplish what technology cannot. But what happens when the technology of the day seems almost magical? What happens when you can do this? 100 years ago, that would have been the magic of levitation. Is it possible to create illusions in a world where technology makes anything possible? Jump. Once upon a time, that would have been magic. Today, it is a trick of technology. But still, our imagination is more powerful than our reasoning, and it's easy to attribute personality to machines. They are quadcopters, but they are more than mechanical flying machines. They analyze the environment around them and react to everything I do. Advanced algorithms allow these autonomous machines to fly in close formation, aware of each other, aware of me. Mathematics that can be mistaken for intelligence, and intelligence for personality. And so for more physics, that's the illusion. An illusion created by technology and embroidered by our imagination to become an intelligent flying robot. A machine that appears to be alive. Guys, time to go home. Over here. Come on everybody, quickly. You can all fit in there. A little bit to the left. I know it's a tight squeeze. Come on, everybody. There you go.
Now, since we're talking about modern times, we cannot leave social media out of the equation. In social media, for example, Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, you can see magic tricks, you can see magic shows, you can even learn. And also on phones. Personally, on my phone, I've got 2 applications that do magic tricks with them. This is a new era. But one thing I wanted to talk about is because of this social media, many people nowadays expose magic secrets for some clicks and views. 10 years ago, the masked magician, he unveiled and exposed all the illusions of all times, that one. And on the left recently, that guy called Mary from America exposed all the modern magic tricks, and for some clicks and some likes and from some views, which for me is very sad. I'm an old school magician, and I don't like the magic being exposed so much. So, I told you before, not only I'm a magician, but I'm also an artist, and I specialize in metal art. And in my art, I also use CNC technology. For example, I do any kinds of drinks. I put them in frames made out of recycled material or engine parts. But the names are written with the CNC laser. And also, on the left, there is a creation of mine. This creation actually is in the entrance, if you want to see it, over there. And on the bottom, there are some musical notes. This was also cut with the laser CNC machine. So I'm also, thank you. So I'm also a technology man like you. So, this is me. Of course, I was younger. And this is my website, and if you want to see my art, it's very easy and very original, dinos.magic.art. But we're going to finish this presentation as we started it with the magic trick, a small demonstration. Perfect. As you've seen on the video, in 2011 I came second in the World Championship in the Extreme Card Magic category, or it is called the Extreme Card Manipulation, or XCM. What this is, it's a non-magical manipulation of cards. This is not magic, it's pure skill, and for your own pleasure. Please enjoy. I want you to see that the decks we're using are not normal decks, meaning that they have different kinds of shapes and triangles to be more pleasing for the eye. Okay? Now, we're going to start here. This is called the spread. Many of you have seen this move done in westerns, this one. Let me do it one more time. This is the spread. Take a card like this, and we spread like this. Now, we can spread it both ways. The spread can become double. Perfect. Like this. Double the fun. And we can split it. Now, the spread can be also performed within the hands. This one. One more time? Yes. Like this. Note that the deck is not right up, doesn't have any strings on it, normal cards, okay? But they're colorful. Now, let's move on to another topic. It's called the cutting. I'm going to cut with one hand. I cut like this, like this. Of course, I think I can do it with both hands. I know, too much time with cards. So, cards can be both hands, in both like that, simultaneously. Oh, thank you. Now, there are multiple cuts, like this. 1, 2, 3, boom. The more advanced one. 1, 2, 3, open, boom. You want to try it? Oh. Thank you for the applause. Now, moving on. A couple of more things, okay? Now, this is a double cut with both hands. Very impressive, I think. If I can do it, just a second, like that. One more time. The double cuts, like this, and we move on like bam, 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 bam. If I don't say bam, 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 the card doesn't move, okay? Now, the shuffling. The shuffling is very, very important. You have to shuffle. This is called the overhand shuffle. Why? Because the cards come over the hand. Have you ever done this shuffle with one hand? Have you ever seen it? Do you want to see it? Yes. Thank you. If we analyze this card, we're going to see that we take the cards from the bottom and put them on top. With one hand, it would look something like that. Optically, it's not the same, but it would look like that. We take the bottom card and we shuffle like this. Now, this is called the table shuffle because we shuffle on the table. I will try to do it with one hand. We cut in the middle, we do like this, and we do something like that. Don't you agree? Please say yes. No, hold the applause. No. It wasn't good. I'm going to do something else because it wasn't so good. Have you ever seen this one done with one hand? This one. Do you want to see this one with one hand? I'm not that good. But for you, I will do it, okay? No. Camera? Okay. I take the card, I split them, I mix them, and I shuffle them. Oh, now I'm good. Okay, one more time. Like this, I open. Okay, now, let's move on to the last one. The last one is the fan. If I fan like this, that's why we have the shapes on the back, because it looks amazing. Don't you think? Huh? Somebody say yes?
Yes.
I am not doing it well. Andre, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, now, this is called the fan, ladies and gentlemen, the fan, because it resembles a fan, and if you're getting very hot, you can do this. No. This is the double fan. We do a fan over here, we do a fan over here, and then we do like this. Now, this is a flower fan. The flower fan, why? Because it resembles like a flower. This one was taught to me by the great magician Jeff McBride. This one, the flower. This one, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. And, oh, thank you for the applause. Okay, now, let's do the giant fan. The giant fan, huh? Like that, huh? And before I do something, the most impressive thing, let me show you another thing called the geometrical shapes. It's done with one hand. For example, this one is the triangle, huh? But the triangle with one hand. The next shape is let me get it, is the square, huh? Does it look good? Oh yeah, it looks good. And the most difficult of them all, with one hand, actually this one is mine, I published it. And although I published it many years ago, sometimes I don't get very well. The woman loves this, and it is the... No, let me do that again. I published it. So, one more time. Bam, 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 bam. As I said, women love this one. And it is the... one more time?
Yes.
One more time. Yes. And then Natalie, bravo, like this, and we do the diamond with one hand. The women love diamond. And now, the last thing I'm going to do, hold your applause, because I showed you the giant fan, but I haven't shown you the giant circle. This was the fan, and this is the circle, huh? Like that. And when I put it like that, it's a nice pose, and it is your cue for a big applause. Yeah. And if I drop a card and someone laughs, I will make you into a frog. And then I will come to kiss you. Now, I hope you enjoyed the lecture, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dinos. Thank you very much. And I will see you later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinos. I have a certificate for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Because that was a magic show.
Yeah, thank you.
The first one I have seen and the best one I did.
Thank you, thank you. Now,